So good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Welcome to our Monday night connection. We are here in our friends Nuriel. We have many places around downtown that we're sharing this, mostly just in New York, but we have also people online. So we started that in pandemic, and then we start continuing, and many people from different places in the world, they joining us for that connection. So it's not just us here. There's other places around the world that are live with us right now. So that being said, one of the things that I would like to share, as a collective group, as an individual, each one of us have our own superpowers, our own beautiful light. But as a group, even if we don't have a superpowers, as a group who comes and joins for the same reason, for the same consciousness, we can literally, as a group, can, let's put it this way, put a dent on negativity in this world. And there are many places around the world that's suffering right now. So as a group, if we can close our eyes, just lend your heart for a second, just to unite ourselves as a group. I don't know most of you, I would say all of you, okay? But I know that if we are here together, we're meant to be together. And our connection is maybe just meditating for a second, right? Together to send that light, whatever we are generating consciousness in tonight, that light, that energy, that protection will go to places in the world that you can just visualize right now. Like there's many people suffering in Europe, in the wars, in the earthquakes, and there's many other negative places who's suffering. So if it's okay if we can close our eyes for 5 seconds, 5 seconds, just refocus ourselves, focus our energy, close your eyes. As a group, we see ourselves as soul coming together. You can put the phone. Souls coming together, all of us as united, one body, one group, who are together for increasing more consciousness, increasing more love between us, and send that light. See the world, areas that you know that you see what's around in the world. You send that light there, you send protection, you see that bright light surrounding that area, and slowly repairing all the terror in the world. Thank you for that second of intention. So what we're doing here, and according to the Kabbalists, the Kabbalah is an ancient wisdom that was sealed, was secretly, was studied by only few people. And that wisdom was no longer can be stay concealed or just kept for few people to study it. Throughout history, we know, I'm not going to go into history, I want to connect to something practical for this week, but in general concept, we're talking about the wisdom that can literally revealing into this world in our time, mostly in the last 50 years, way more than before. But now it's been accelerating, and that wisdom really shifting people's life, myself included. I'm doing it since 1999, and obviously I shift many things within my consciousness, within my life, and within thousands of people's lives that I encountered with, I saw, and I'm still involved with. So hopefully whoever is open a little bit his heart, his mind, to really experience wisdom that is very ancient, but really practically applicable for our time today. That's what it's all about. For me and many, and obviously different Kabbalists around the world, is if the wisdom that you study, you cannot go with that to the grocery store, you cannot talk to people in the street like with that, it can stay, some of my friends are philosophers here, it can stay just in a philosophy, just a conversation. It's a very nice interaction. This is practical. I would love that any wisdom that I'm connected to, or you, if you are connected, not just to keep it out there, bring it down to this world. How can I interact with people? How can I increase more of my abilities? How can I feel more safe with this wisdom? That's what it's all about. So why? This wisdom coming from what we learn, many of us, heard about a document called the Bible. Have you heard about it? It's a bestseller for thousands of years. You know that. Think about it. Who is the author, right? It's a bestseller. Nobody reaches, not even Nuriel can get to those numbers, right? Nobody. The numbers keep growing every year. On the way, we're on the way. Maybe after this class.
But the Bible is all about sex, incest, rape.
That's what, okay, beautiful said, because many people, myself included, growing up, we were almost like coerced to study it, or we shovel it to us, since childhood, and that's just resentment out of for it. Without this wisdom of Kabbalah that really extracted all it's like, imagine you have an orange juice, orange fruit, and somebody comes and tells you want a bite, and you take a bite from the shell, right? What would you experience? Bitterness, ugly. It's so ugly, it's so disgusting, right? Why? Because you're not supposed to take the shell, you're supposed to take the fruit. Oh, wow, genius. The same thing with the wisdom. Many people connected to the Bible, to the Torah, 5 books of Moses, and thinking that's what it is. It's absolute. And today I'm going to show you a few ideas from that. It's very deep and very beautiful. And it's meant to serve us today. Because one of my issues was, what do I need to study something that was relevant 3,400 years ago? How is it helping me today? Why do I need to eat that cracker, dry cracker, right? What's the point? I'm not in the desert. I'm not a slave in Egypt, and what, right? But it's really all about today. It's all about today. And I'm going to show you, with the help of this wisdom, we had the merit and the gift to really extract these secrets and apply it to our life. So what do? We usually go to the weekly, every week, right? The Torah, according to Kabbalah, explain that every week that's unique portion of a reading that is designated for that week. Therefore, every reading that we're reading in that week is nothing to do with something that happened historically, but to draw light and energy that I need today, that the universe is being receiving today. For example, how does it work? We know, I'm sure all of you know, that you can calculate the cycle of the sun, the moon, the high and the low tide for thousands of years forward. Everybody aware of that? You already know when and where the sun's going to be in, let's say, 100 years from now. Yes, you understand that, right? You can know exactly where the ocean's going to be. They can calculate based on, obviously, going back as well. But there's a rhythm to the universe. There's a rhythm between the stars and everything. But we are so dense and not interested to know, we don't even know what's happening cosmically. So the Kabbalah is always bringing whatever ever happening cosmically, what is being transmitting. It's like you have your famous radio show that you love, or TV show. And it's like, for example, what happened? Yesterday was the NBA All-Star game. Imagine, it's live and shown live, right? I'm just getting a game or a sports event or a concert that you want. Anybody likes to see it after the game over and the score? Or you know what I'm talking about? It's like watching the news of last week. Doesn't make any sense to me, right? What is the idea? Every day, every week, this universe is being poured with knowledge, information, understanding. And most of us who are so fixated on what we need to do and what my day is, sometimes we're not open to receive new information or new revelation. So according to the wisdom, if you learn that, it teaches you different and beautiful, deeper secrets of what can I do about the situation in my life today. That's in general, that's what we do. So now I'm going to go to the story and share with you maybe a couple of words from the beginning that they are the DNA, right? If you learn DNA, it's only 4 letters, right? A, T, C, G. But they represent who we are today. 4 letters that tells you exactly about yourself. That's scientists, okay? Scientific. So this week, this week, the story, if you remember the story in the Bible, for those of you who don't remember, it's okay. The Israelites were in the desert. They left Egypt. They came to Mount Sinai, if you remember the revelation with the tablets, and all of that. Now the story goes, after this revelation, that the instruction that we received is to build a temple. Right? That's the instruction that we receive in that, and it's been known for thousands of years. The words are, Uvanuli mikdash, and you build for me a temple, Veshachanti betocham, and I will rest within, and I will dwell within you. So obviously, a lot of people from this portion, and also there's another word I'm going to speak about, if you remember, it's the idea of Na'aseh v'nishma, the beginning of religion. You should do, and then ask question. Have you heard about it before? If anybody have a religious background, you should do, and then you ask question. No, we are not there, So let's understand these few ideas. First, is there a God that needs to build a temple? He's going to build me a home, I'm going to go there. Supposed to be that God Almighty, whatever it is that we call it, creator, is everywhere. It's not limited and bound to a place. So what does it mean? Build me a temple. So I need to build a temple, take all the money. That's what religion, build a synagogue or a temple, right? What if I'm praying at home, the God not going to talk to me, right? If we're going to do right now. This is our church, dear. Now, is God not going to come here? That's the instruction, only in the temple? Obviously, something is wrong with the writing. That's what people understood it this way. That it's written, the instruction is what? Build a temple and I'm going to come. No. If you open the Zohar, if you open Kabbalah, you realize it's not what it says. It says clearly, build a temple and I will dwell within you. Meaning each one of us receive an instruction to build our own temple, our inner temple, our sacred temple. And that is where you create room for that creation to be part of you, to that light to communicate with you, and not other things or other forces that are trying to disrupt and interrupt with your days. So what do we want this week? This week, the instruction says, once you create a space within you to communicate with higher powers, higher light, higher consciousness, now I can communicate with you. That's what it's about. Imagine you have a light bulb that says 5 watts on it. It's, for those of you who don't understand, it's dimmer light. Opposed to if you put 4,000 watts, it's a projector. The electricity is the same electricity. That's 110. It's really about the light bulb that you use, the vessel that you use, how bright or how dim it's going to be. And that is all about us. Each one of us, sometime happened to you before, you had days that you feel like dimmed a little bit, right? A little bit turned off, a little bit, not excited. You function in a very low frequency of energy. But some days you feel like bright and shine and want just to help, just want to hug people, right? And there are days you can't even get closer to anybody. What does it mean? One of the beautiful things that the wisdom is sharing with us is not just where I am, is how can I transform it? So what is the requirement that we want to have this week? What do we want to think about this week that can really, the universe can help us, because this is a transmission of live interaction with the universe. The cosmos sharing with us a lot of energy that really related to these secrets. So once you adapt yourself to it, you already have what we call like attracts like. Once you're thinking like that this week, the universe starts pouring more ideas to you. That's how it works. It's a joint venture. We are not alone here. We're working with a high voltage of energy if you raise your energy as well. So the Kabbalah says, what is the type of temple do you want to build this week? First is to look at your desire. How much do you want? And how strong you want it, whatever it is that you want. How much, how strong it is. And there is a limit to what you want? And what the instructions are, that if you want to create any temple, any sacred place, it has to be endless. Endless. If you think in less than endless, you cannot connect. It's a very simple rule. When I turn on the light in this room, is the light in this room sparing who to shine on? Calculating? No, I don't think you in the right. I don't want to shine on you. The light's on. When the light's on, is on. Even in the room, there's bad people. Even in the room, there's righteous people. Even in the room, there's poor people. Light shines. Even if there's not such a beautiful people, light shine, yes or no? Can we ask ourselves this week, can I shine regardless of who come? Today, I have no clue who's going to come. As far as my concern, I'm talking to the video. One person, two people, 50 people, 100 people, it makes no difference. You're going to do what you came here to do, regardless of what it is. So imagine tomorrow you decide, actually, by the way, tonight is a very strong opening called the month of Pisces. Have you know, today is the new moon of Pisces, okay? So this is starting tonight and tomorrow. I'll share with you one couple of words about it, what we can connect to, which is tremendous joy and happiness. But for example, imagine you decided today to be happy. Happened to you before? That you wake up in the morning, today, no matter what, I'm going to be happy. Okay, I failed. Tomorrow. No? Most of you. Most of us waking up, I'm going to be happy. 2 seconds later, you open the phone. Okay, I'm going to try tomorrow again. That's what it is. You go online, you go through your feeds. Oh, again, they were in a party and I wasn't invited. I'm not happy now. Right? Imagine today you posting this party right now online, and then your friends seeing it tomorrow. Why didn't you call me? You know, live Kabbalah. Why? They get upset with you. So my point is, it's not just a matter of decision to be happy or to be a certain way. It's a matter of when the first interaction that doesn't work, or you don't get the expected results, are you still staying happy? Are you still motivated? Are you still passionate? And the answer is no, because we are conditioned. We put so many conditions. Condition not just on us, condition on people, on the external world. So what the instruction of a temple is, if you cannot imagine a temple, and that's one of the things that really bother me about religion, is the separation. If you're Jewish, you have to go to synagogue. If you're Christian, you have to go to church. If you're Muslim, you have to go here. If you're Hindu, you have to go here. Have you heard that before? That's crazy. You know, I grew up knowing that I cannot have non-Jewish friends. Oh, they can be your friends, but they cannot come to your house. Crazy. I said, what do you mean? That's why I ran away from religion for years. I'm still running away from that. Because it's really separation. So it's never about a temple who holds only specific people. Your temple needs to be a temple that's connected to humans. Humans, regardless of how they appear in this world. These are souls. So today I want to give you a couple of tools how to connect to it. First is developing an endless temple within you that can feel, that can hold as many as you can. as many as possible, regardless of what they have, what they don't, who they are, who they're not. That's the first instruction. Endless vessels, endless desire to receive as much as I can. First instruction. Then the Kabbalah says, come to the level, and again, please take it slow. What I'm saying, take it slow. Come to the level that you will do and ask questions later. Can you imagine? This is coercion in spirituality. What I just said right now, do it, right? God says to do, and then ask question. Today, we're going to dismantle this type of consciousness that pushed away myself included and many others from really desiring to be connected to creation, to connected to the creator of God, whatever you want to call it, energy, universe, whatever. Very simple. The instruction wasn't that you should do. Na'aseh is you do. But the word na'aseh, if you spell it differently, it's called ne'aseh. You should become. You should become. Not you should do. You should become that. And then you're going to hear. Meaning, if you become, let's say, for example, an endless capacitor, then you're going to hear where you can influence. If you become happy, you will hear who needs that happiness, where you can share that. If you transform yourself to whatever it is, so don't look to connect to something, become something. Everybody want to be rich. Become rich, meaning in your consciousness, conscious of richness. I want to be happy. Have consciousness of happiness first. You have to become the happiness in order to attract happiness. You have to become that. You cannot say, oh, I'm going to do, that's what's going to get me this. That's why many people stop. They told him, oh, okay, tell me what to do. Okay, do 20 push-ups. You're going to have muscles for a year. Oh, wow, that's so simple. I do it. Doesn't stay, right? Many people start doing. How many of us going to all those people and tells you, do this, you're going to find your soulmate. Right? Do this, you're going to find exactly, oh, you do that or do this, all kind of stuff to do, and let's see what's happening. No, it's not going to work. Even if it's going to work, it's like you're hungry, eat something. You just satiated the moment. You're going to be hungry tomorrow. It's not about doing and then see the results. It's about becoming. So this week, second gift. Whatever it is that you engage with, whatever business you engage with, whatever career that you have, if you not become that, and not just become that, become obsessional desire about it, then you start attracting. That is like you are a magnet. That's what it means to create a magnet out of yourself. So that's the second idea. No, not just that you're going to hear the message, people will start listening to you, right? That's what I did, and that's why you listen to me, right? So I'm telling you something that works. It's not something that I'm out there in the sky. By the way, this is each one of us need to become whatever you do. It's something that I'm doing. You know, people who go to work, they just go to the place of work. They're not going to work. You know what I'm talking about? They're just coming to the place, pretending, right? And eventually it's kind of like dead. There's nothing there. So we want to change it. Third, another gift that is awakened, that took it to a different level in this world of this physicality. It says, "Vaikhu litruma," and you should take a contribution only from et ish asher idvenu libo, only from the people that their heart promotes them to give. Sounds good, right? Take any contribution, any help from anybody that only their heart wants to give to you. Is it the right thing to say? right? Is it the correct way to receive? Now I ask you, did you receive only from people that gave you with the heart? Do you know if they really gave it from the heart? Now ask yourself, every time you gave from your heart? Sometimes we're doing it as out of as a must. I have to, I need to, I feel shame if I'm not gonna do it. I feel guilty if I'm not gonna do it. If you have that, what do you think the other people do it? The other people who gave you. No, they give him with the heart. I give because I have an agenda to alleviate some stress, right? So first, the consciousness of giving. Giving from the heart is not just because you love something or love someone, you give to them that it works, right? It's a little bit different than that. But the Kabbalists give, instructions. The instructions are how to build this temple. And that temple was built, what we call, by Bezalel. Bezalel is a very known artist back in the desert, back in thousands of years ago. His work was known, but really an artist channel to this world, right? But if you take the word artist, is in Hebrew, it's called Oman. An artist is as Oman. The word Oman comes from the word emunah, which is believe. Emunah, believe. But it's also come from the word imun, which is training, practice. If somebody here just believe without trying, because one of the instructions that we always give in Kabbalah is whoever believe me in this class is a fool. Don't ever believe what I'm saying here. If you really, oh wow, it seems like very interesting. Wow, I believe that. Don't believe it, please. Definitely check. Try it. See if it works for you. Let it in. Sit with that. Then make decisions. That's what I mean. This is an artist. An artist is someone who takes something and slowly build the mechanism to really have that level of trust. You trust people just like that, or you build trust? We'll be building. Over time, you build trust. Same thing with emunah, which is believing. Most of us thinking that we're supposed to believe in ourselves. No, bless you, right? I'm supposed to believe in myself. And you look around and you say, I'm supposed to believe myself, but I don't really believe myself because I'm lying to myself all day long. Think about it. That's what you're saying. Well, I believe I can make it. No, I believe I can make this business happen. I believe I can make this career happen. Yes, I believe. And then 2 seconds later, you're lying to yourself. And therefore, like you have like a twisted feeling inside. And then you feel inauthentic, or you feel like a fraud. So what I recommend is to really realize that believe, it's a very powerful tool. To believe in yourself is a very powerful tool. You can actually, again, you cannot just believe and not do. You have to have these two aspects. One, in the belief is what we call is a vessel. Is where you can, you can create energy around. So if you do something, as my friend write a book, if he doesn't believe in it, nobody will buy it, right? Because it's belief of what you've done, people feel, oh, wow, that seems like very, very strong or very correct. But the person that read it need to understand, do I really believe in it or not? And that takes practice. Don't ever think that because you don't believe right now fully about yourself, about others, about situation, about your career, it's not going to happen. It's something that you build, my friend. It's something that takes time to build, right? And destroy, rebuild and destroy, right? It's like a muscle, right? What do you do with muscles? You tear them, you build them. You tear them, you build them. That's what it means. So the third idea is that I want to believe strongly in what? And this is the key. I want you to gear your belief into giving energy of giving. Why? We spoke in the first point that what do we want to become? Endless vessels, endless influencers, endless happiness, endless. Nothing with measurement, endless. Less than that is not going to happen. Therefore, if you don't believe in giving, and not giving, like we said, the light. Remember to turn on the light shines on anybody. Regardless of who they are, regardless of what they did or didn't do, regardless of if they deserve it or not, I want to be the light for this world. I want to connect to that giving energy, influencing energy. Therefore, now you open yourself as a channel. For example, you take this cup. It's a vessel. How much can be filled? Only to that extent. What happens if I open the cup from the bottom? It becomes a pipe. It becomes a channel. Each one of you came here to this world to be with equipped to become a channel to this world in your own beautiful, small, larger, greater way. It doesn't matter the size. It doesn't matter how much. It matters the intention. It matters where you come from. It matters if you channel it from a higher place or from your ego. That's really what makes the difference. Are we on the same page so far? Yeah? Okay. We did 4? We did 3 or 4. I don't remember. 4. Then this is the one of the key. On top of all of that, he says, the instruction in the Torah says, only from the people that promotes their heart. Me'et kol ish. You will receive only from the people who have their heart promote to give. Kabbalah says, what does it mean? Like I shared with you before, sometimes we're questioning where things coming from. But he says me'et. Me'et, the word me'et is from, but if you take the letters and you switch their order, you get the word emet. Emet, for those of you who speak Hebrew, is the truth. So only instruction that is asking us here, are you a person of a truth? So again, slowly, take the time. Remember, this week, it's been projected to the universe, these powers, these energies that can help you doing this work much easier. So I'm not saying that we are all liars, but really that's what I say. And if you don't think that you're a liar, that's a lie. Okay? So now start from that place. First of all, you lying to yourself, you lying to your friends, you lying to this world, you lying to your boss, you lying to people all day long, right? Simple. How many of you seen somebody say, how are you doing? I'm great. And it's all rotten inside, right? And we're really not saying what's going on. You really want to know what's going on, I'll tell you. Oh, no, I don't want to know. So why did you ask? Because you lying to me? Right? So you understand both people. The person who asks doesn't really care to know. And the person who answers knows. The person just asks, okay, I'm good, thank you. So right there, we all pretending. And then we're going home, it's like, what kind of real conversation I had today? What kind of an honest conversation? With who? How many? It's a rare found to have a conversation that is like really honest. And how about the people that you thought that tell you the truth, and then 10 years later or 5 years later, you realize it's a lie? What happened to all of that? Shatters the whole relationship, right? Somebody is dating someone for 6 months and realize they had another 6, that exact the same relationship with somebody else. Same time. Happened before. It happened a lot now. Like what? Double life, triple life, triple A's. Right? So why? Because the work that we want to do is to awaken the truth. First of all, about ourselves, and start connecting to sharing the truth with people. Again, slowly. But this is where, let's put it this way. You have a vessel of 100% capacity. Are you with me? 20% of that is true. 80% is involved with lies. A higher power, higher consciousness, higher interaction can only be engaged with you in 20%. And we think that's enough. It's not enough. We want to awaken, to get to a place of 100%. We live in the truth. Truth about ourselves, truth about what we're doing, truth about who is in front of us. And that is superpower that cannot be taken away from you. That's the overruling energy that is speaking here. But then the instruction says, you build a temple. Listen to the instruction. He tells them to take instruction of how to build an amazing structure. But one important detail that is important to all of us. He gives them an instruction of v'tetzapenu mibait u'michutz. Wrap the structure with gold. So they took all the gold from everybody, right? And they told them to wrap everything, right? All the Mishkan, all the structure from gold, but not just that. He told them to wrap it inside also in gold. Just to give you the example, right? It's an empty box, okay? Empty box that is wrapped with gold, and inside nobody will ever open it. Put gold, right? Now all of us will say, listen, I don't mind donating, I don't mind giving all my money, but why? To keep it inside the box? Nobody would ever know. Not that it's functional, not like, let's say my phone have all gold wire. Yeah, it makes sense, it's gonna be much better, or if you're using a gold wire for sounds, it's much better quality, right? No, here in this case, waste, total waste. So that's what people thought throughout thousands of years. But the instruction is nothing to do with that. What was the instruction? Are you gold inside the way you promote yourself gold outside? Are you as pretty inside as you look outside? Right? That's the question. Is what you said, right? What you said, you really mean it inside? Is it really the same what's going on inside? That's the question. That's the instruction. That's the direction. Slowly, slowly, to understand that I cannot really present this outside luxury, beautiful, all clean, all this, and inside is all messy and disgusting. Right? This is the idea. This is how we would love to start this week, to work on how can I promote myself, right? The inner. What needs to be clean? Now look at outside, look at inside, and slowly unite them together. So what is this? The idea is I give you another practical thing to do about it. You know, how many times happened to you before that people come and spoke to you, but what they meant is something completely different? Do you understand what I'm saying? Or if you said something to someone, but you really meant something else. You know what I'm talking about? So I'll give you a couple of stories that I like. One of my favorite Kabbalists, his name is the Baal Shem Tov. He sits with his grandchild. Now listen to the story, and then maybe you will gonna get another understanding. He sits with his grandchild, and they study every Friday. All of a sudden, they knock on the door. The grandchild go and open the door, and he see a poor guy, and the poor guy asks for a glass of milk. So he goes to his grandfather, says, "Grandpa, this guy wants a glass of milk." He says, "Sure, go to the kitchen, and the top of the closet there's a bottle of wine, give it to him." He's looking around, so why? He didn't say out of respect, but then goes to the kitchen, bringing a wine and give it to his to the poor guy. The poor guy take the wine and leave. The guy was like, "What? I don't understand." Next Friday, they study again. Or again, knock on the door. Again, the poor guy comes, "I want a glass of milk." He give him he says, "Okay, 1 second," goes to his grandfather. Hey, he wants a glass of milk. Okay, yeah, go to the kitchen, open the closet, there's a wine, give it to him. Now he lost it. He says, okay, I get it. He gave him the bottle of wine. He leaves, goes to his grandfather. He says, wait a second, I don't understand. I can't handle. I know I'm not supposed to ask questions, but what is it? The glass, they asked for milk, you gave him wine, not just he took it. It's not what he asked for. He says, listen, this guy is very poor, and he just want to do a blessing in Friday night. And he can do it over milk because wine is expensive. Therefore, he was embarrassed to ask for a wine, and milk is cheaper. That's why he asked. But really, what he wanted to do is a blessing that you do over a wine. Does that make sense? This idea that whatever somebody asks you, it's not what they ask you. It's not why. It should be straightforward. Say this. It doesn't work this way. Because in this world, we are involved and engaged with a lot of ego, a lot of negativity, a lot of fragmentation, a lot of separation. If you have total unity with somebody, you don't need to speak to them. They sense you. They get you. Did you think about me? Yeah, how did you know? Right? How many times happened to you before? If you have a unity or connection, strong connection with somebody, they feel you, they're connected to you. There's no words. So majority of the time when we talk, it's not really what's going on inside. You know the video I saw not recently, this poor guy in the street is blind. And nobody stops to give him money. Yeah, it was like, I think it's a social, how you call it, social experiment? No, maybe, I don't remember what it was. But now I remember that one woman stopped and, took his sign and wrote on the sign, right? Nobody stops. Wrote on the sign, it's a beautiful day and I cannot see it. All of a sudden, so much money was poured in his bucket, right? It's really shift. What happened? It's really about how you see it, how you view it, right? So what he's standing there, what is he telling you? He didn't tell you, please give me money. You understand? He tells you something else. And then you feel that heart is promoted. So obviously, what do we want? What do we want? If you want something very practical to do with that, when people talking to you, do you just listen to the word or you look into their body reaction to it? Their eyes, right? Their forehead, everything speaks. In the physical body, everything speaks, right? Without words, you can even hear it. What do you need? You need to develop what we call inner stillness. You know what I mean, inner stillness? Let me explain to you. I shared it a couple of weeks ago, last week, I think, about that particular concept. So when you talk to people, again, this is something that we do for many, many years. But when you talk to people, don't listen to the word, but you have to create an inner stillness. Imagine, have you seen a bird sitting next to you? And 1 inch of a move, the bird fly, yes or no? Quick, cannot stay. You remember that? Visualize that. That's exactly how information flies. If you are not in stillness, information flies out. No. I don't want to get in. Meaning, when you talk to people and you create inner stillness, and information going to start flowing to you, what they telling you, not physically, spiritually. And you're going to hear something completely different that person need or you need to listen to. But if you don't have that, because most of us, when we are about to talk to people, what are we talking about? What we want to hear. What's in it for me? Why am I mean? Right now, we're going to talk to so many people, right? What's in it for me? Where are you? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I need this. I need that, It's all about what I need, right? Yes, the universe sends you the people all the time to whatever you need. But remember, it's both ways. But if you not create that stillness, that silence, you won't be able to hear what their ear telling you, what the eye telling you, what the nose telling you, what their body is speaking to you. Yeah, you hear the words, but remember, we all engage with lies. We're not yet connected to the truth. Therefore, the truth cannot come out. But for you, if you work on it and you connect it to your truth, and you're able to develop that tool and listening, they're telling you something else. They're telling you completely something else. And again, this is information, a very valuable information to your movie, to your progression, to your transformation. So again, the last thing I want to say as far as giving. It says, Mikol ish asher yitvenu libo, only for your heart promote. When you give, well, what do you give? Most of us give out of the leftover. What I don't like. Most of us give the old sweater that we ran and tear for years. I give it, right? Nobody gives the best of the best, right? We only give, okay, I had $1,000 this week. I spent on the phone bill, on this bill. I left $100. Let me give a couple of dollars to the poor guy in the street. We gave the leftover. If you're gonna give the leftover, you're only going to receive from life the leftovers. But if you're gonna give the best part of you, only the best people in the world will come and will be with you. You have to remember that. Give when you give. Really understand, it's not like, oh, calculation. Just make sure that giving is not the last of the things that you do. And what type of giving? Absolute everything you have. The best part of you to give. And then it's attracting the best people in the world, the best information in the world. This is how you start, communicating, or let's say, connecting to different frequencies that exist in this world. So, thank you for joining me tonight. And please share it and promote it, YouTube, whatever it is, whoever you can. Thank you.
Thank you.